This segment of the War Report is brought to you by RogueShop.com. If you're in need of high-quality, all-natural herbs and extracts that contribute to a happy and healthy lifestyle, Rogue Shop is the place for you. With a variety of products that contribute to a healthy sleep, lower stress, and a happy mood, Rogue Shop has you covered. Visit RogueShop.com and use code RAPPORT today. Tell them the War Report sent you. What's up, War Report family? We are back with another great edition of Facts or Nah, brought to you by RogueShop.com. Guys, y'all ready to do this?
Absolutely.
Yes,
sir.
All right, guys, let's get it kicked off like this. Facts or nah? Auburn football loses a game this season to a team that will have a worst record at the time in which we play them. What do you think?
I'm going to go nah on this one, just because the teams that most people think we would lose to are expected to do well this year. I don't expect Auburn to have the kind of season they had last year where we lost a game to a South Carolina. I expect us to beat Missouri at home. I don't expect us to lose to pretty much any other team. The other teams like Ole Miss, Arkansas are expected to do well. Ole Miss maybe not so much as Arkansas, but I don't expect us to drop a game that we should win or against an opponent that has a worse record than us. It's the teams that actually are doing well that would have me concerned. I think this team improves this year, so I don't expect that to be a repeat of last year. So nah.
I'm going to go nah as well. I think the losses that we're all expecting, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, they'll probably all have a better record at the time that Auburn plays them. A maybe for a lot of folks, though, is when Arkansas comes to Jordan-Hare Stadium on Saturday, October 29th. Arkansas's got a pretty tough slate before that Auburn game. They go, they take on Texas A&M. They take on Alabama. They go to Mississippi State and to BYU before the off week, before they take on the Tigers. I'm going to go nah, but that's one to look out for.
Yep, I'm going to go nah on this one as well. Listen, Auburn has a really, really easy start to the season with 5 straight home games before they played Georgia. Unfortunately, so do a lot of other teams. So I don't see anyone really having a worse record than we do before midseason. I'm going to go nah on this one. I think the Tigers beat the sorry ones this year.
Yeah, I think I'm going to make this one a clean sweep and go nah. I don't know that there is a team that will have a worse record at the time in which we play them that Auburn won't be able to handle business against this year. I think this team comes in with a new and renewed commitment to playing as a unit, and the focus is just there right now. I'd be surprised to see this team drop a game that they're supposed to win. So I'm going to go nah.
All right, guys, facts or nah? Auburn's rush defense finishes higher than 5th in the SEC this upcoming season. Note, they finished 5th last year. What do you guys think?
I'm going facts on this one, guys. Listen, I got one word for you. Shut out. We're shutting people out of the rushing game this year. I think Auburn has a really good chance to be good on defense. Look at the pickups that these guys had. Big Jeffrey M'ba coming in. He may not start, but I think that we're too deep at almost every position on the defensive line. We've got great linebackers. That rush defense is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'm going facts on this one, baby. Number 1 rush defense in the SEC next year.
Number one.
It's juicy.
I'll go facts on this one. I think the usual suspects will be in the top 5 this season. You can expect Georgia to still have a good defense, Texas A&M to still have a good defense, Kentucky to still have a good defense this season. I don't see any reason why Auburn can't be up there amongst those. That defensive line looking really good and deep. So I think rotationally we'll be fine and be able to do some damage in the run game. The only question is going to be the productivity from the linebacker position. You know, Zacoby McClain made up for a multitude of errors last year. So hopefully whoever fills in that position does so admirably. But I think as the season progresses, you're going to see a very stout rush defense. I am going to go facts, top 5 in the SEC.
We may have another sweep, fellas. I'm going facts. as well. And you guys mentioned the personnel. I think you guys are all spot on with that. But also, you look at the teams that Auburn plays. Alabama, they're throwing it a lot more. Ole Miss, they're throwing it a lot more. Mississippi State, they don't know how to run the football. So you look at it in the big matchups that Auburn has to focus on stopping the run, LSU and Georgia. LSU's at home. Georgia's going to be tough. But when you look at from the, at the season as a whole, yeah, I see it. I'm going facts.
Zach predicted it, and he's absolutely correct. I'm going clean sweep. I'm saying facts on this as well. All good points, gentlemen, but consider this as well. I expect our offense to actually fix some of its woes, and when we would get behind at times, we ended up throwing it a lot more than we wanted to. I expect us to be a lot more balanced, improve the downhill passing attack, be able to attack people so they defend us honest. And I actually expect our defense not to stay on the field as much, thus not wearing down. The Georgia game comes to mind as something that happened last year to where we were good defending the run early in the game, but as the game wore on, we wore out. So I don't expect that to continue to happen in year 2. Therefore, we will continue to be stout throughout the season. I'm going facts.
All right, gentlemen, facts or not? Tank Bigsby finishes 7th or better on Auburn's all-time rushing list by the end of the season.
I'm going to go facts on this one. Tank needs just 1,000 yards to actually get into the top 7 of Auburn rushers all time. So think of that. He did that last year against all of the struggles we had in run blocking and in the passing game. I think if we take another step forward offensively, it should make life a little easier for Tank, considering he stays healthy this upcoming season. So I think this is an easy proposition for him. I'm definitely going facts.
Yeah, I'm going to go nah on this one. I don't think he makes it. I have my questions about run blocking at Auburn University next year. I think it'll improve, but I also expect us to be balanced. I think that means sharing the load with guys like Jarquez Hunter, and maybe even the freshman Damari Alston that's coming in, gets a few carries, takes some load off. I don't know. Tank's history with injuries kind of worries me a little bit too about whether he'll finish, get the requisite number of reps to get to 1,000 yards and reach 7th all time. So I'm going to go now on this one, but I'm hoping for the best.
I'm going to go facts on this one. If you had asked me if he was going to make it into the top 5, which is also within reach, I probably would have gone nah. But I think he can do that. 1,000 yards. I think it's going to be really close, though. I honestly don't know that he's going to do a lot more than 1,000 this season because he's going to be using a lot of different roles this season. And as Mike stated, likely going to be splitting carries with 1 or 2 other rushers. And then you always can never factor out the potential for injury. So I'm going to go facts, but I think it's going to be really close. It may come down to the last game of the season, whether or not he gets it.
I'm going to go nah with Mike G on this one. And look, I'm not predicting a super catastrophic injury or anything like that, but I think towards the end of the season, if Auburn has 3 or 4 losses, I think it's going to be interesting to see how they handle the use of Tank Bigsby, a guy that has a chance to be a first or a second round draft pick. Brian Harston needs to be putting guys into the league. Also, I think he's got a lot of respect for Tank Bigsby. So we'll see what happens, but I don't think it'll be Tank's fault. I just think it'll be something that we'll have to watch down the stretch in November later this year. I'm going to go nah.
Well, you guys know what time it is. It's time for our RogueShop.com fan question of the week. This week's fan question comes from our guy, Corey Sanderson, on Instagram, and he asked, facts or no, Landon King will have 20-plus receptions this season. Fellas, what do we think about Landon?
I'm going to go facts on this one. Look, I wake up in the morning and start thinking about how Landon King can be used in this offense. Love the kid's upside. We saw a glimpse of it in that touchdown grab from Holden Gerner in the 8A game. I think he's going to be used in different ways in different parts of the field. I think he'll be used as a wide receiver. I also think he'll be used as a number 2 or a number 3 tight end next to John Samuel Shanker. This is easy for me. I'm going facts.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go facts on this one as well. I mean, it's really only about him catching 2 passes a game on average, right? Like, I think that's something that he can definitely do. He'll definitely have the targets to be able to do it. If he comes down with the receptions, then there's no reason why he shouldn't easily be able to achieve this mark. Landon King's gonna be all over the field this year. This is a facts for sure.
I'm going to go facts here as well. I'm excited about how we'll use him in the red zone. He made a very impressive catch in the Iron Bowl last year in the red zone, and we need a guy to go to when we get down at the goal line. Landon King strikes me as a guy who can go get the ball. Like Blackerby said, I think we'll use him at all over the field at various different sets, formations. I think there'll be plenty of opportunities for him to get the ball and is playing a hybrid role in his offense. So, facts.
I'm going to go now on this one. I don't think he gets there. So, Auburn only had 6 guys crack 20 or more receptions this past season. I'm not sure a guy who had only 5 receptions and got used in limited time is going to crack 20 plus this year. So I'm going to go now on this one. I think there are a lot of guys who are going to get receptions this year. So spreading the ball around, by virtue of spreading the ball around, nah. Well, that's it for another great edition of Facts or Nah, brought to you by RogueShop.com. Listen, visit RogueShop.com for all your herbal supplement needs. Guys, we want to hear from you. If you want to have your question featured on this segment, hit us up on Twitter or Instagram, #FactsOrNaw, and we'll get your question up next. Other than that, you guys know where to find us. We are the War Report on most social media platforms, TW Report on TikTok. Fellas, we're signing off, and as always, War Eagle.